Good morning, everyone. Today, my group will present Citizen Satisfaction and Service Quality, evaluating the influence of new public management in Malaysia. Public management across the world has experienced major reforms since the 1980s, a change known as a new public management (NPM). NPM promotes market-oriented mechanisms in the public sector, such as performance measurement, customer orientation, decentralization, competition, and managerial autonomy, with the goals of increase the efficiency, responsiveness, and accountability. NPM also reframes citizens as customers and public organizations as service providers. Malaysia has actively incorporated many NPM-inspired components into its public sector modernization strategy. Citizen-centric service delivery, productivity, and the institutionalization of performance indicators have been prioritized in national development goals and reform programs. Policy documents and planning framework highlight efficiency and citizen focus as key to public sector transformation, which is demonstrating continuous government commitment to managerial reforms intended to improve service quality.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning everyone. I am Aliza Liana binti Asmid Latif. So today I'm going to explain the problem statement. The first one is ongoing issues in citizen satisfaction with public services. Despite continuous public sector reforms in Malaysia, citizen satisfactions with public services remain inconsistent. While some services have improved in terms of efficiency and accessibilities, citizens still report dissatisfaction due to delays, poor communications, and uneven service standards, especially at the municipal level. This indicates that improvements in service delivery have not been uniformly experienced by all citizens. Second problem statement is uneven improvement in service quality. New public management (NPM) reforms were introduced to enhance service quality through efficiency, performance measurement, and customer-oriented practices. However, service quality improvements vary significantly across public agencies and regions. Some agencies demonstrate high responsiveness and professionalism, while others continue to face bureaucratic inefficiencies, limited staff capacity, and inadequate service monitoring. This inconsistency raises concerns about the effectiveness of NPM implementations in Malaysia. Now, let's take a look for the third problem statement, which is gap between NPM objectives and actual service outcomes. So NPM emphasizes performance indicators, efficiency, and measurable outcomes. However, these indicators do not always reflect the actual service experience of citizens. Over-reliance on quantitative performance measures may overlook important qualitative aspects such as fairness, transparency, and empathy in service delivery. As a result, reported performance improvements may not necessarily translate into higher citizen satisfaction.
Hi, my name is Mohammad Faiz. So next, I will be presenting about the literature review. One of the methodologies used in this study is by conducting a literature review. So for my part, I will be presenting the key findings from previous studies that are related to our research topic. Based on previous study, many researchers that have discussed about how new public management or NPM influence service quality and citizen satisfaction. First, a study by Mahmoud and Osman in 2021 explained that NPM reform can improve service quality through change in management practice. However, the study also highlights that the success of this reform depends on institutional capacity and how well they are implemented. This shows that NPM alone is not enough without strong support from public organizations. Next, a study by Chevy, Siddiq, and Mohammed in 2021 focused on Malaysian post-NPM reform. Their findings showed that collaboration and coordination between agencies are important to improve service delivery, not just efficiency. This is relevant to our study because it highlights the need to look beyond performance target when evaluating public service. Lastly, Edges and Colleges in 2007 found that service quality dimensions such as responsiveness, reliability, and professionalism remain key factors affecting citizen satisfaction. This study supports our research focus on service quality as important link between NPM practice and citizen satisfaction. So overall, this previous study helped us understand that while NPM aims to improve efficiency, service quality, and proper implementation play a crucial role in achieving citizen satisfaction. This is where our study builds on past research by linking NPM, service quality, and citizen satisfaction in this Malaysian public sector. So that's all from me. So next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Next key findings is from Bello, Martin, and Kasim 2017, conducted a content analysis review to examine how the quality of municipal services influences citizen satisfactions within Malaysian municipal councils. So the authors argue that the primary role of local governments is to deliver public services in ways that improve citizens' quality of life. The review concludes that while many municipal councils in Malaysia provide services at a satisfactory level, improvements are still needed to achieve higher overall satisfactions among citizens. Next, Zakaria conducted an empirical study examining citizen satisfaction with municipal services in Malaysia, focusing on how service quality influences public perceptions of local authorities. The study highlights that municipal services such as waste management, licensings, public facilities, and administrative services play a significant role in citizens' daily interactions with the government. So using survey data, the research found that citizen satisfaction levels are strongly affected by factors such as service efficiency, timelines, staff professionalism, and clarity of procedures. The last key findings is from Samsudin Ain and Ismail 2025, investigate how smart government services influence citizen satisfaction in the Malaysian public sector, that focusing specifically on the roles of perceived ease of use and awareness as key determinants of satisfaction. So using survey data collected from 834 respondents across all Malaysian states, the study finds that both ease of use and awareness significantly and positively affect citizen satisfactions with smart government services. So this is explaining over 62% of the variance in satisfaction levels.
Methodology. This study used a qualitative approach by reviewing existing journal and articles as secondary data. No survey or interview were conducted. The purpose of this method is to understand what the previous researchers have found about the service quality, citizen satisfaction, and new public management in Malaysia, and to identify what the common issues and trends from past study. Study used 100% secondary data from the journal, academic book, policy report, and government documents. The sources were obtained from the reliable databases such as Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and UiTM Institutional Repository. Relevant studies were identified using keywords related to the service quality, public service delivery, citizen satisfaction, new public management, and e-government in Malaysia. This study analyzed data using systematical content analysis. All selected articles were first read to understand the main idea. The common themes such as responsiveness, reliability, assurance, empathy, accountability, transparency, digitalization, and service performance were identified. These themes were combined to explain how service quality influences the citizen satisfaction and how new public management improves the public service delivery.
Now, moving on to the analysis and findings. The analysis shows that citizen satisfaction and perceived service quality in Malaysia's public sector are influenced by how public services are managed and delivered, which is closely related to new public management principles that emphasize responsiveness, performance measurement, customer-oriented services, and accountability. Next, according to the studies, correlation analysis show that service quality measures have a positive connection with both service performance and customer satisfaction. Specifically, the variables of responsiveness and competence have the strongest connections with service performance. Meanwhile, communication and credibility have a particularly strong correlation with customer satisfaction. These findings highlight that while responsiveness is crucial in service delivery performance, relational and professional attributes including clear communication, staff credibility, and competence have a greater influence on overall customer satisfaction. Although certain public services demonstrate satisfactory performance across selected service quality dimensions, citizens' expectations usually exceed actual service performance. According to Parasuraman's service quality theory, this gap between expectation and perceptions leads to lower perceived service quality, which contributes to citizen dissatisfaction.
Next, the findings show that most challenges faced by the public sector in implementing new public management principles are managerial in nature. This challenge weakens the main goal of NPM, which is to improve organizational performance and service delivery. Key problems include staff shortage, limited awareness of NPM reforms, and lack of skilled and qualified public servants. Because of this issue, managerial practices are not applied effectively. The study suggests that training and skill development should be strengthened. When public servants better understand NPM, implementations become more effective and public service delivery improves. Another finding shows that NPM implementations is limited by low attention to customer satisfaction. Many public agencies still focus on internal rules and procedures instead of customer needs. As a result, customer feedback, complaints, and suggestions are not fully used to improve service quality. This situation leads to a decline in public trust, making the goals of NPM more difficult to achieve. The first recommendation is to strengthen citizen feedback mechanism. Public agencies in Malaysia already use various digital and physical feedback mechanisms to collect citizen complaints and inputs. However, this mechanism should be used more systematically and seriously. Government organizations should regularly review, analyze, and utilize citizen feedbacks as a basis for service improvement. When feedback is properly used, government agencies can better understand citizens' real needs and expectations. Services can then be improved based on actual experiences rather than assumptions. Over time, citizens will feel that their voices are heard. This can increase citizen satisfaction, rebuild public trust, and encourage greater public cooperation with government initiatives. The second recommendation is to enhance training for public servants. Government agencies should invest more in continuous training and professional development for public servants. In addition to technical skills and performance management, training should also focus on ethics, communication skill, and customer-oriented service delivery. Well-trained public servants are better able to handle public inquiries efficiently, resolve complaints effectively, and deliver services in a respectful and responsive manner. As a result, public services will become more reliable and consistent, and the principle of
NPM can be reflected in daily practices. The third recommendation is to improve interagency coordinations. Malaysia public sector should improve coordinations by strengthening communication between agencies and sharing information through integrated databases. The development of one-stop service center can also help citizens access multiple services in a single location, reducing the need to visit different agencies. This approach will create a smoother and more convenient experience for citizens. At the same time, government agencies can work more efficiently and make better use of public resources.
So, to conclude, this study highlights several important points. First, new public management has influenced public sector reform in Malaysia, particularly in improving efficiency and service delivery. Second, service quality factors such as responsiveness, reliability, and professionalism are important in shaping citizen satisfaction. Third, the impact of NPM depends on effective implementation, organizational capacity, and accountability within public institutions. Finally, public sector reform should not focus on efficiency alone, but should have balanced performance goal with transparency and the needs of citizens. So, in summary, improving citizen satisfaction require not only managerial reform, but also high-quality public service that meet public expectation. So that's all from us. Thank you.